Hello, and welcome to English and Immigration, your source of information about Canada. So on this channel, we're discussing the realities of Canada, what life is really like in this country, and what you need to do to adapt and succeed in Canada. So the topic of today's video is how to find a job in Canada. And we're going to talk about 8 steps, one by one, what it takes to find a job in Canada. And I'm talking about your dream job, the good job. Right? So, step number 1, very important for any new immigrant. Step number 1 is to find a mentor. Now, who's a mentor? A mentor is like a teacher. The best mentor is somebody who is already working in that job, in that field in Canada, and they can teach you how to find that job. Don't ask the mentor to give you a job. They don't have a job. But ask them to teach you how to find that job, how they did it, what you need to do. So the mentor can teach you. Now, if you are not in Canada right now, if you're in a different country and you're thinking about immigrating to Canada, you can already find a mentor. How to do it? Use LinkedIn. Create a profile and start connecting to people and tell them, I'm planning to immigrate to Canada. This is the job I want. How did you get it? So that's number 1. The most important step is to find a mentor. Now, number 2, and I know this is going to be hard to hear for some people, but number 2 is realize that your job is your responsibility. There is a lot of help available, but ultimately it's you and only you who can find that job. So there's nobody who's going to come and give you that job. It's not how it works in Canada. So you need to take the control of the process. You need to find what kind of help is available, go to a number of places, talk to a number of people, connect, and this way you can find a job if you take the control of the process. So your job is your responsibility. I'm going to put R. Now, number 3. Number 3 is if you're looking for a job in Canada, you need Canadian style resume and a Canadian style cover letter. And this is all cultural, so whatever you have from back home, your CV, it won't work. You need the Canadian style. Now, this is actually very easy. If you search online, you can find examples. Or if you're already in Canada and you can go to a place that helps immigrants find jobs, they will make that resume for you. So this is a very easy step, but a very important step. So you need a Canadian style resume and cover letter. Now, okay. Now, number 4. Number 4 is really, really important. And this is networking. And I'm going to say it again because it's so important. Networking, networking, networking. You need to learn how to network in Canada. The difference is, if you're networking, you're not asking for a job. This is the concept that's very hard for immigrants to grasp. Because what they do is they try to network and they go and ask everybody for a job. And they fail. Nobody can give them a job. But networking and how to network in Canada is a very important thing to learn. It's a separate topic, so we'll have a video on networking only. Networking rules for immigrants, we'll do that. Like, this is a very important step, is learn how to network in Canada. Now, next one, number 5, so you need to get Canadian experience. It's a shock for most immigrants. When they come to Canada, they come from their country, they have experience, then they come to Canada, and the first question that they get when they're applying for a job is, do you have Canadian experience? What do you mean, Canadian experience? I'm from India, I'm from Pakistan, I'm from Taiwan. I have my own country experience. Like, what do you mean Canadian? I'm a new immigrant. But that's what they're asking, Canadian experience. What they're really asking is Canadian culture, Canadian behavior, Canadian communication, but they call it experience. So, how to deal with this? If you're not in Canada yet, you're just about to arrive, first 2 weeks, you come here, you find a place to live, you get your kids settled at school, find a volunteer job. You need to start getting that Canadian experience right away. So look for a volunteer job, start getting Canadian experience. This way, when you're applying for jobs and they ask you, do you have Canadian experience? You can say, yes, I do. So it's a volunteer job is your best bet. So that's number 5, and that's Canadian experience. Okay. Now, next one, number 6, skills, work skills. So you need to learn what work skills are important in Canada and what do they actually mean? Because a lot of confusion comes from the meaning of work skills. Say, for example, you find out that, okay, communication is the number 1 skill that is important. So you think, okay, I have communication. Then you find out that teamwork is important in Canada. And again, you think, I have this skill. I know how to work in the team. But the meaning of it in Canada may be different. It's a difference in culture. So for example, teamwork. In many countries, teamwork means that you agree with the opinion of your group. Even maybe you don't really agree, but because 9 people said yes, person number 10 may be thinking no, but they will say yes. It's a group, it's a team. That's not how it is in Canada. In Canada, teamwork means negotiation and conflict resolution. It's not agree to the opinion of the group. So find out which skills are important in Canada and what they really, really mean in the Canadian context. So that was skills. Next one. Once you start successfully networking, connecting to people, find job opportunities, you have your Canadian style resume and cover letter, hopefully you'll get a job interview. You need a strategy for a job interview. You need to know what to say, how to show them that you are a good match. Now, mind you, if they've seen your resume, they probably already looked at your technical skills, at least the ones you're claiming to have. So what they want at a job interview is to make sure you were not lying on your resume, that you actually have the skills. And for this, you're gonna have to talk, right? Communication. And another thing is they want to see what kind of person you are. And it's a big, big deal in Canada. 50-50. Technical skills, knowing how to do the job, and what kind of person you are. That's what they're looking at. They're looking at your personality. They're looking at your communication skills, at your negotiation skills, at your teamwork skills. So they're looking at what kind of person you are. So it's very important that you have a job interview strategy, what to talk, what to say, how to present yourself. Okay. So that's another important step. job interview preparation strategy. Now, number 8, the last one. The last one is kind of different. The last one, so all these we discussed is what you need to do. Now, last one is what not to do. And what not to do is not to get stuck in a survival job. Either you learn from the survival job or don't do it. Move on. Survival job is, for example, like if you get a job at McDonald's cleaning the floors and you are an engineer. That's called a survival job. So the point of survival job is to get some money, to get some experience, learn something, improve your English, and move on. So some immigrants make this mistake. They get a survival job, it's okay money, and they survive, they pay the bills, and they get stuck. And they stay in this job for year after year after year, and they never move to their dream job because survival job is okay. So that's a mistake, and this is not why you came to Canada. So don't get stuck in that job. Think about your dream. Think about a good life in Canada. So these are the 8 steps on how to find your dream job in Canada. We will have other videos to talk about networking and mentorship because these are big topics. So in the future, we'll discuss those as well in detail. And for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.